Good morning. Before I begin, I would just like to clear something up. I really am a senior and I didn't skip 5 grades. I'm pretty confident that most of you were wondering about this because pretty much every new person I meet questions my age. For example, when I was buying polo shirts over the summer, the sales clerk asked me if the shirts I were holding were for school. When I said they were, she asked, "Are you in high school or middle school?" Soon after getting my license, I was getting into the driver's seat of the car outside my house. 2 people were walking by and one started shouting, loud enough for me to hear quite clearly through the car door, "There's no way that girl is over 13. And another time, my friend of 5 years told me that she didn't recognize me when I was driving behind her because I looked so young that she couldn't understand why that person was driving. Over the summer, I went on a trip to Ecuador with a group of people I'd never met before. A girl asked my age, and I said, "I'm 17, but most people think I'm 12. She responded, "Guilty." Near the end of that same trip, a different girl said to me, "Remember during the information session in May when I asked what the age range of people on the trip was? That was because of you." My very mature older brother must have thought all these instances were quite funny because when I was visiting him at college and one of his friends asked how old I was, he replied 12 at the same time I replied 17. His friend was genuinely confused over which one of us to believe. After most encounters like these, the new acquaintance thinks for a few seconds and then says, "Well, at least when you're 50, you'll look like you're 30. I usually pretend I haven't heard this line before. I also pretend that this is effective consolation, despite the fact that I really don't care what I'll look like when I'm 50. I just can't bear to disturb that sincere sense of satisfaction that comes over them when they think they've said something brilliant. I know it comes from the right place. The misconception of my age used to leave me dejected and frustrated, as people I first met would not talk to me or respect me as they would a 17-year-old. Eventually, as I looked back at all these instances, I couldn't help but laugh. I realized that looking young is neither a failure on my part nor a defining feature of my person. It just is. This perspective has allowed me to develop a new approach to such situations in which I turn the misconception into a joke so that when my new acquaintance begins to look embarrassed and pitying, we can both laugh it off together. My unfortunate circumstance has also taught me how to use humor to manage other types of frustrating situations. I have found that a humorous approach to an event where something goes wrong that is utterly out of my control allows me to move beyond my debilitating frustration and be able to think about a productive solution. Whether it's the weather or the flu or a flat tire, instead of getting caught up by how terrible or unfair the situations are, I know I can use humor to put them in perspective and give myself a better attitude that will allow me to find a solution. Thank you.